volume, right? Yeah.
Prince of Pan-Africanism, certified school
Yeah.
psychologist, former Minister of Education, UNIAACL, founder of the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy.
Yes, my brother. Yeah, it is an honor to have you call in to the program and to let the Galaxy audience and my audience hear what you have to say, because you are very popular over here in the United Kingdom. You're one of the leading black speakers around the world, and it's a privilege to have you on the program. But it's a couple of things I would like to reason with you about. And one of them, the first one, which is the one that you... But first, before we do that, just give a brief, like about 2 minutes synopsis about yourself and where you're coming from and where you're going to.
Yes, sir. As you said, I'm a doctor of clinical psychology, certified school psychologist. Saving black children is what I do, especially black boys. I am founder of the National Independent Black Parent Association, which seeks to organize black parents towards fighting against structural racism in the schools as it relates to special education, school discipline, psychiatric medication, psychological evaluation, so forth and so on. I am a special education expert. I am also former Minister of Education for Marcus Garvey's UNIAACL. I'm a Pan-Africanist, a scholar, blood relative to the great Frederick Douglass. And I'm currently in the process of restoring a school we just purchased a few weeks ago in Wilmington, Delaware, which will be the site of the first Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. So I'm very excited about that. And I'm author of the book, Psychoacademic Holocaust, the Special Education and ADHD Wars Against Black Boys.
Yes, that was lovely. Yeah, because, first I would like to tell you, say, I was at your last event over here at the Lighthouse in London with you and Mota Baruka. And it was a pleasure watching both you and Mota Baruka speak and to hear you speak. Are you hearing me?
Thank you, Bob.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So what I want to ask you about, you see now, is the school, because you've been taking a lot stick about the school, and I'm glad now to see that you have you get a property now, and that people now can see say it wasn't joke and it wasn't a scam and them thing there. I'd like a reason a little bit on that.
Well, to be honest with you, Baba, because our people are addicted to negativity, often when people follow social networks, particularly YouTube, it can give the false impression that most within our global African family do not support Dr. Umar Johnson. Of course, nothing could be further from the truth. Most of our people support Dr. Umar Johnson. It's just that our social media platforms are so focused on negativity that the detractors and the agents and the provocateurs and the saboteurs, they get all of the attention. And because of that, when you go on YouTube, it'll look like so many of our people don't support Dr. Umar Johnson, only because negativity gets the attention. Negativity gets the views. Negativity gets the likes and the clicks. And so basically those who are opposed to my work are so committed to working against me that it looks like I have more detractors than I do. So in the largest scheme of things, that segment of Dr. Umar haters is a very small segment in the larger scheme of things, but they are so consistent and so adamant about working against my best interest that it gives the false impression that I have more detractors than I actually do. With that being said, I want to thank those brothers and sisters across the UK and across Europe, because a lot of school donations came from the United Kingdom. A lot of school donations came from France. A lot of school donations came from around the African European community. So I want to thank them for helping us purchase this school. And when the time comes to start hiring teachers, without question, I will be looking honorably upon many of the resumes that I have received from brothers and sisters from Europe who have expressed interest in relocating to the United States of America to assist us with the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. So I must thank the brothers and sisters in Europe because they helped make this a reality. With that being said, Baba, it's amazing how many questions of negative concern that brothers and sisters can have about a brother who is an educator, who is a former school principal, who is a certified school principal, who is a school psychologist, who is one of the top educational voices in the Pan-African world. It's amazing at how many questions people come up with in an attempt to try to poke holes in the confidence of the community towards what I'm trying to do. It's amazing how we can think of all the reasons why FDMG can't work, but we can't think of any reasons why it could work. So it's just amazing how negativistic so many of our people can be.
Well, as you know, we are up against it from the slavers them, because the slavers them don't want to see this happen because this means freedom for black people. The right type of education means freedom for black people, and the slavers don't like see it. And those who take the slave program, them not like see it either, the self-haters. Them quicker for want to see you feel like you say. And you also have the so-called insecurity service, them, what them call, like the CIA and the FBI and all them, who don't want to see you succeed and don't want to see black people educate themselves. So we're glad you have the courage and the tenacity and the perseverance to hold on and keep fighting. And no doubt you're going to have a wholly more at this coming year week. In Jamaica we have a saying, the higher the monkey climb, the more him exposed. And we want to hold on in there for our people them. Yes?
Oh, without question. Without question, Baba.
Yeah, so just give them a little thing now how you want to structure the school, because I see you talk a little bit about it and what you want to do and the type of programs you want to run. Just give me a little synopsis there again as well.
First, let me say, Baba, we've been blessed to get this school because we could not afford it. Yeah. We did not have enough money. They wanted more than $750,000. The school cost over $1 million. Yeah. It was actually constructed using $13 million. But because there was some vandalism and some theft within the school, that's what brought the price down to $1 million. Yeah. But we couldn't afford that. So 18 months is what it took me to convince the owners to tell me the school but what we had. So I'm very grateful to the Most High God, to the ancestors, the Loas, the Orishas, the Abusams, the Iyamis. I'm thankful to all the spirits of Africa that made this possible, Bob, because we couldn't afford it. This was an 18-month tug of war, an 18-month struggle to try to get this school, and it was an act of God, Bob. I'm telling you, it was literally an act of God that we got this school. Now, with that being said, we have 4 buildings, including 2 schools. We don't have one school building. We have 2 school buildings right across the street from each other, facing one another. We have 2 gymnasiums, a large main gym inside the Frederick Douglass building, and we have a smaller gym, which is still a large building, which is right next to the Marcus Garvey building, the Marcus Garvey school building, and then right next to the Marcus Garvey school building on the other side. One side is a gym, and then on the other side of the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey building, there is a 4th building which can be re-outfitted to be whatever we want it to be. I think I'm going to turn that into a Pan-African library. I think that's going to be the Pan-African library for the community so we can raise consciousness. What I like most, if you say, what do I like most about this particular property? Number 1, space. We have all the space we need, Bob. So next summer, August of 2020, as you know, that will be the centennial of the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey and the UNIA's 100 years since the first international convention of the African peoples of the world held in Madison Square Garden New York City, and it will be the 100-year anniversary, the centennial of the red, black, and green flag. And so I plan to host Team Pan-African, my organization. We plan to host our first month-long convention to commemorate Garvey's first convention and to commemorate the birth of the red, black, and green flag. And we have the space to do it. That's what I love the most, Baba. We have the space. The gym, the large gym inside of the Frederick Douglass building can hold more than 1,000 people by itself. On top of that, you have 16 classrooms, a lunchroom, and then you go across the street to the Marcus Garvey building, you got another 8 to 12 classrooms. Then you go into the gym, you have more space. Then in the fourth building, you have more space. So what I love the most about this building, it not only gives us the space to operate a kindergarten through 12th grade school. We have enough space for a K to 12 school. But on top of that, when school is not in season, we have enough space to hold all the conferences, all the think tanks, all the seminars, all the workshops, all the symposiums that we need to organize our people. So the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy building is not only the FDMG Academy, brother, but it is also headquarters, international headquarters for Team Pan-African, and it will be the Mecca, it will be the Taj Mahal, it will be the Timbuktu and the Luxor internationally for Black consciousness. We own it. We own it outright. It is not mortgaged. There's no money left due. It is ours, owned by the African race, in trust to Dr. Umar Johnson and the FDMG Academy. With regard to the curriculum, you're required to teach math. You're required to teach science. You're required to teach language. You're required to teach history, civics, and social studies. So I don't have to mention those. Those are required anyway. On top of those, and in alignment with those required 5 subjects, there will be an agricultural agronomical science. There will be a political and military science. There will be a financial and economic science. There will be a dietary and nutritional science. There will be a science of the Black man and Black family. And there will be a science of African spirituality and cosmology. That will form the 6 key curricular sciences of FDMG. The purpose of the school is to create nation builders. The purpose of the school is to produce an entire generation of revolutionary Pan-African nationalists. The purpose of the school is to make Black gods out of Black boys.
Yes, because we really need that type of education, because the youth them, a lot of the youth them wayward now, and we really need a school. I remember Queen Mother Moore saying to me when I see her one more, she said, "You'll never see the Israelis sending their children to the Palestinian school. But time and time again, we keep sending our children to the enemy school, and the enemies is only going to do what the enemy do, which is to get rid of it. You understand? But they might not get rid of it physically, but them get rid of all intelligence, which is just as dangerous. So we'd like to see that you know setting up this school. So what type of time frame you think that you'll, because I know you're going to need a lot more money to get to the next stage of it. So you have a kind of...
No, there's 3 stages.
Yeah.
3 stages, Baba. The first stage was acquisition.
Yeah.
We have been victorious with acquisition.
Yeah.
We now have the school. The second stage is restoration. That is repairing the school, bringing it up to code. It is a beautiful, modern campus. The inside of the buildings are modern. We don't have to worry about asbestos and lead and a lot of concerns like that. But again, there has been extensive vandalism during these 3 years since the last school that occupied it was there. So we need to raise $1 million for the restoration of the academy.
Yeah.
That's the stage we're in now. And then once we restore, we look at operations. But here's the beauty. Here's the beauty of restoration. There's 4 separate buildings.
Yes.
So even if we don't achieve our full number, even if we don't get, we need 1 million to restore the entire campus.
Yes.
Let's say we only get half of that. We should still be able to renovate one full building, one of the two school buildings, either the Marcus Garvey building or the Frederick Douglass building, and we can still have our quadricentennial 400 years of resistance against white oppression in America. We can still have that celebration this coming August of 2019 with just one building rehabilitated. That's the beauty of this. You have the school is in parts. So if we don't get all $1 million, we hope to raise enough to restore either the Frederick Douglass building or the Marcus Garvey building. So I'm still seeing this as a win-win. And to let the brothers and sisters who are listening to your show from Europe know that August the 21st of 2019 will be 400 years in totality since Africans were brought to America as enslaved property under the British and then later under the United States of America for the last 89 years of slavery. 400 years is the quadricentennial. Quadricentennial means 400. So we will be honoring and remembering our ancestors, our struggle, our people, our ability to continue to survive and stand strong and be who we are after 400 years of consistent onslaught, oppression, repression, and extermination at the hands of the British North American white man. And so we plan to have a week-long conference at the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, a.k.a. International Headquarters for Team Pan-African, a.k.a. the central black organizing site for the entire Pan-African world. We plan to have a week-long conference from August the 20th to August the 25th. Celebration. The conference will be August of 2020. The celebration will be August of 2019. So we want to have a week-long celebration, seminars, workshops, think tanks, activities for children, meetings for sisters, meetings for brothers, meetings for elders, meetings for college students, food, vendors, entertainment, and the list goes on. That's what we want to do for our people, for all we've been through. 400 years here in America, even longer when we leave America. And this is a Pan-African celebration, so you don't have to be the descendant of an enslaved African to participate. We are one family. And so we welcome our British African brothers and sisters and our Caribbean African brothers and sisters, our Central and South African brothers, Central and South American African brothers and sisters, as well as our African brothers from the continent, Australia, Canada, and points beyond, to be with us as we honor our ancestors after 400 years, August the 20th to August the 21st. But to do that, we need donations. I've been getting emails from brothers and sisters in Europe who want to donate. And they think that they can't send a check or money order. That is not true. Brothers and sisters, you can send your certified check or money order payable to the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. Yes, you can send it, and you can send it to the P.O. Box that I'm going to give you right now, and that is 9634. P.O. Box 9634. Wilmington, Delaware, USA. FDMG Academy, P.O. Box 9634. Wilmington, Delaware, 19809. That is the new P.O. Box. If by chance you already sent a donation to the old P.O. Box, that's absolutely fine as well. I'm still going to be holding on to the old P.O. Box. Okay, we want everybody to transition to the new Delaware P.O. Box, but if they send it to the Philadelphia P.O. Box, we will still get it. There's no worry. Send your donations and my bank will exchange your check or money order. It will be exchanged into U.S. currency. No worries. We are looking to do something electronic soon for the donations, but right now you can mail them in.
Yes. So you say that is the first thing you plan to do, to keep that conference and seminars in August of this year. So you hope to get it operational by August of this year.
Yes, we have 6 months, Bob. From this Friday, March 1st to August the 1st is 6 months. That is more than enough time to gather the money. That is more than enough time to make the repairs. Again, even if we get one building done, I just want our brothers and sisters to be able, especially my donors, brother, because my donors, people who supported the FDMG Academy, people who supported Dr. Umar Johnson, we have been through a lot, brother. We have been through a lot these 4.5 years since we began the fundraiser in spring of 2014. We've had people sabotage us, mostly Negroes. We've had them shut down the online donation page. We've had them go to this agency. I mean, jealous, envious, self-hating Negroes, most of whom consider themselves to be conscious. I don't know how, but they did all they could to sabotage this campaign, just as they did with the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey years before me. But just like Mr. Garvey, we are staying strong. We are staying the course. If God is for me, who can be against me?
Yeah, because, you see, this is why we need the school for educate the people ourselves, because the enemy is educating the people, and they are educating the people to implode upon themselves. We definitely won't do that. So I'm glad that people like yourself is setting up some school, even though you have black colleges in America like what name, Howard name, and more, are quite a few of them over there. But them still no plan to do. Them still not doing what you plan to do, which is really a proper Afrocentric education, and we love that. So in the interim, how much student you think you'll be able to accommodate, and what type of students?
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
We have the space to operate a kindergarten through 12th grade academy.
Yeah.
And ultimately, we will have a kindergarten through 12th grade academy. Yeah. However, Baba, in the beginning, I plan to start with 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. And the reason I plan to start with 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade is that's usually, whether we're talking about the United Kingdom, whether we're talking about Paris, whether we're talking about New York City or Philadelphia, whether we're talking about Toronto or Montreal, that is usually the grade when our boys begin to psychologically detach and distance themselves and psychologically drop out from the educational process. I want to catch them before these white teachers start psychologically abusing our children. So 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade is critical. That's when special ed starts. That's when ADHD starts. That's when psychiatric medication starts.